Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Heroes in Transition's 16th Annual Fall Gala, where our journey continues and mission grows. My name is Megan Keller. That should be on.
And I am Trish McGrory. We are so honored to be your gala chairs tonight. If you love what you see this evening, the decor, the energy, the auction, it was all us and our amazing gala committee.
However, if for some reason you don't, please direct all your complaints to our gala liaison, Michael Prosek, who is sitting at table 6 this evening.
Before we dive into tonight's program, we want to take a moment to thank the community partners and sponsors who make this event possible.
A huge thank you to our community partners, Cape Cod 5 and the Lobster Trap.
A very special acknowledgement to our founder and founding sponsor, Cyndy Jones.
We also want to thank our visionary sponsor, Linda Zammer, for your many years of generosity and steadfast support.
To our guiding light sponsors, Blue, Tile and Marble, and the Raymond G. Torval Memorial Fund, thank you for helping us lead with purpose and shine our light forward.
And to those helping us stay the course, Wealth Enhancement Group, Cape Cod 5 Charitable Endowment, Boyd & Boyd, Triple Crown Tree Service, the Goosey Fund, and Cape Cod Retractable. We are so grateful.
To our Compass sponsors, Rockland Trust, Delbrook, and Easton Bank, continue to help us navigate our mission and expand our reach. Thank you. This night would not be possible without the support of the Coonamessett. John Norton and his staff, thank you.
We also want to recognize our outstanding board of directors for their leadership and dedication. Our new chair and my dear friend, Savannah Fabbio. Also, our new chair, Vice Chair, Jan Agerbeck. United States Air Force retired Brigadier General Anthony Schiavi. Jill Blanchard. Michael Assad, Sarah Daly, United States Air Force retired Colonel Dr. Philip Dingman, United States Marine Corps Major Corey Mays, John Norton, Lynn Horn, David Nunheimer, and Marine Corps veteran Timothy Whalen.
Each of you plays an essential role in guiding this organization and ensuring that our mission, supporting service members, veterans, and military families continues to grow.
Tonight, we celebrate how far we come and how much more we can grow together.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy this special evening. Welcome to the 16th Annual Heroes in Transition Fall Gala.
Now please rise as we welcome McKay Auger to perform our national anthem. And please remain standing for the evening's blessing led by David Berube.
Please feel free to sing along with me. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please join me in prayer. O Holy One, the ancient text reminds us that there is a time, a purpose, a season for everything in life: planting and harvesting, mourning and dancing, gathering and giving away, war and peace, breaking down and building up. As the family of heroes in transition and members of our nation's military family, we know the truth of these words. We know the waves of fate and the winds of change from an up-close and personal point of view. And yet, because of that intimate perspective, we know well both the harsh pounding and the gentle rocking of the waves, and the menacing howl and the calming whisper of the wind. As we gather tonight, may all we do be a blessing that increases the harvest, widens the dance, expands the giving, bolsters the peace, and expands the building. May our time here be a season of joy, calm, light, and life, of building up and gathering in, of hope and help. In this way, may Heroes in Transition continue its sacred mission, inherited from Eric Jones, of getting the support that is needed to service members, veterans, spouses, and families, wherever they are, when they need it, so they may be healthy and whole. And as we celebrate tonight, O God, we are mindful of our nation's military women and men who serve us around the world. Keep them safe and give their spirits peace. May we never forget those held prisoner or missing in action. And may we especially remember our fallen sisters and brothers. For all of them and their families, we ask the greatest sense of your presence, your peace, and your love. For it is in your holy name we pray. Amen. Let's go.
Thank you, David, for that beautiful blessing. Now, to kick off tonight's program, it is my pleasure to introduce you to our auctioneer for the evening, Michael Thieling from the Dukas Group. Michael is now a new friend to Heroes in Transition and the perfect addition to this year's gala. His passion, energy, and heart align beautifully with our mission, and service runs deep in his family. Michael, his father, is a Marine Corps veteran and Purple Heart recipient from the Vietnam War. Please join me in welcoming Michael Thieling.
Thank you so much. Friends of Heroes in Transition, how are we doing tonight? Beautiful. Such a pleasure for me to be here with all of you tonight as we celebrate this amazing organization. I have the pleasure of announcing some of our honored guests really quick, if you would do me the favor. We have in the house tonight, Plymouth County District Attorney Tim Cruz. Where are you, Tim? We have Plymouth County High Sheriff Joseph McDonald here tonight. We have Mashpee Select Board Member John Cotton. Past Mashpee Select Board Member Carol Sherman. Town Administrator Cameron Durant. Thank you so much for being here, each and every one of you. And we'd like to also ask right now for all of our active and retired military, if you all could please rise and be acknowledged right here. All of our heroes that are in the room right here today. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
Heroes in Transition was really based on my son's personality. Eric was a person who absolutely loved people. My house was always filled with his friends. I always had company at home, and he just went out of his way to make everybody feel that they were part of the family. And because of his personality, my husband and I had hoped that in developing Heroes in Transition, it would be a charity that would bring people together. It would create its own little niche here on Cape Cod. Men and women coming home from the military, transitioning out into the civilian world is really a true challenge. So Heroes in Transition wanted to come in and help with that transitional part of acclimating back into a civilian world, which can be extremely difficult for a military person. In creating those programs, they all slanted towards the need of wanting to be part of a family, to be part of a group, to be accepted, to have that understanding from people of what they had to do and were told to do. So that was the start of Heroes in Transition, and it has grown and blossomed so beautifully. We went from community to relationships, and then from relationships it grew into self-care and self-help. So now we have 15 programs that pull in all of this. It's all coming together, and I am extremely proud of what everybody has achieved with this team. And it's not just a team, it's people who do come to us, become part of the team, and they want to go out and pay it forward and bring in the community. So it's one big happy family. Welcome, and it's just so wonderful to see everybody and all these wonderful, beautiful faces. You honor me, you honor us, and Heroes has taken off because of you. There's a sweet little novel that's called Joshua, and that book has a line in it that defines the Bible. Joshua was asked if he knew of the Bible. I realized Joshua was the second coming of Jesus. So a clergy asked him if he knew what the Bible meant. And Joshua's remark really hit home for me. And he said, the Bible is God's love letters to us. And I think that is such a beautiful way of explaining the words in the scripture. 3 weeks ago, I was sitting at my computer, and I knew I had to prepare something for tonight. And I don't know, a scripture just suddenly flashed through across my screen. And I've had this happen to me before, and I don't question it. If something like that happens, I know that somebody above is watching over here. And honestly, I could not have selected a more appropriate scripture for tonight. The scripture was from Paul in Galatians 6:9. And listen very carefully. It said, let's not be weary of doing good, for at the proper time you will reap if you do not give up. Waiting is never wasted. In God's time, it will be worth it. Well, that just boils down to 3 attributes for me: perseverance, patience and trust, and reward. Perseverance. This I have learned from childhood, and my whole life seems to be this way. And perseverance can be defined with other words that I cannot share with you tonight. But I have learned to persevere. And actually, perseverance is the backbone of Heroes in Transition. It is the mission of providing solace and improving the lives of veterans and military families. This is that even in doing God's work. And even in doing God's work, we have to remember, and we learned this through Heroes in Transition, that there are roadblocks. And you would think that if you're doing God's work, he would kind of make the path for you nice and smooth, but he doesn't. And suddenly you learn that in doing God's work is not a straight path, that there are roadblocks, that the roadblocks are simply there to redirect you, but never are they there to deter you. That is the focus. That is our focus. Our focus is always on our mission, and we don't sway from our challenges. And I think that's very important when you do a charity. You have a mission and you stay with it. Now, patience and trust is a little bit different for me because this is my weakest link, because this woman does not have any patience. And that's a tough lesson for me. And I always think that my time is right now, and his time is the perfect time. And I'm still learning that. And this is where the parable of the mustard seed shines best. Planting seeds and watching them grow within the Hitt family has been the most rewarding experience of my lifetime. I must confess that it was a challenge to start, but beautiful souls listened and believed in what we were trying to do. Some seeds fell on barren ground, and that was stated in the Bible, but far more on fertile plains. And those seeds grew into a mountain. And you know the expression, when you plant a seed, the mountain seed. Tonight, you get to witness the movement of the mountain from the original players to the second generation. Reward. This reward is not self-centered. It is a shared reward with every member of the Hitt family. Every donor, every business, every bank, every grant establishment we have benefited from share this reward. You all share this reward with us. And it is the joy of extending a helping hand to thousands of people. And if you really have to realize that there are, every year is over 2,100 people that we, families, veterans, spouses, children that we help. And this is what you are doing, and this is what tonight is all about. It is this part of Galatians that goes deep into my soul. To see the rewards in the eyes of those who are working so diligently to achieve Hitt's mission. Those people, those beautiful people who work for Hitt. They do it selflessly, and they do it with love and compassion. Tonight, it is the final public passing of the baton. If I may, allow me to say this idiom. We have a new sheriff in town, and she is dynamite. She is a remarkable, most capable, and strongly determined woman. And there's that word, determined, and I love that word, but there's another word there too that, stubborn, but nope, sorry. You have to be, okay. And I have observed her at meetings and at social events. Her graciousness is always present. Her fairness is incredible, and her honesty outweighs her personal feelings. And that is something I so admire in her. We sometimes get lost in our personal feelings, but with her, it doesn't. The honesty takes place. She will take HIT to new heights with a highly selective board and the best executive director, Silene, ever, and a devoted and dedicated staff, facilitators and ambassadors. The future of HIT will soar. So it is with my greatest pleasure that I pass on this baton to Savannah Fabbio.
Thank you for this, Cyndy. I'm truly honored and humbled that you have the confidence in my ability to transition into your role as chair. This is a very meaningful gesture. Thank you. Sorry, 1 second. It's falling. So good evening. Last Sunday, I ran my first marathon. It was the Marine Corps Marathon in Arlington, Virginia. It was the 50th anniversary of the race, and this year is the Marine Corps' 250th birthday. But most significant to me, it was the 16th anniversary of Captain Eric Jones' death. I was proud to wear his name on my bib and keep his mission and memory in my heart and mind while I was struggling through. There were many impactful spots throughout the course, but one of the most somber to me was the Blue Mile. I know some of you in here have run this before, and you know. This mile is closed off to spectators, it's quiet, and it honors military members killed in action. Much like the placards we used during Ruck for HIT, there are pictures of those killed in action. At the conclusion of the Blue Mile, families of those military members were standing there, cheering us on and thanking us. The support they showed, the love, it made me think of Heroes in Transition and how each and every person that works for and supports HIT shows up time and time again in the best ways possible. I was honored to run for Eric and for Cyndy, who has kept his memory alive. As Cyndy often shares with us, HIT started out as a small organization in her kitchen. Where it has grown today is a testimony to Cyndy's determination and love. With the help and support of everyone here, we'll be able to serve even more active duty members, veterans, and their families. Let us celebrate the achievement HIT has had and focus on the continued success and growth of HIT in the coming years. Thank you.
Is it on? Is Ryan Weber in the house? There's a lot of things I can do, cartwheels, tap dance, not get the microphone in. Okay, we'll try that. I brought tissues tonight. I did not expect to need them so soon, so we're going to leave these in there. Cyndy and Savannah, thank you both so much for everything you've done for Heroes. You inspire us, you give us courage, you show us grace, and you've always done that since the beginning of the organization until today, and we love you for that. It's an honor to follow you both tonight. And the best way that I know to honor everything that's happened over the last 16 years is not just to ensure that HIT survives, but that we thrive. That is the promise that we will make tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we're so grateful to gather with all of you tonight to reflect on the last 16 years and to invite you to continue to step into this journey, this incredible journey that is Heroes in Transition. I sat down last Sunday, the day of Eric's anniversary, to think about what I wanted to share with all of you tonight. And I kept coming back to how everything you see here started with a mother's love. So when we talk about the tragedy of October 26, 2009, the day Captain Eric Jones died during a combat mission in Afghanistan, we are reminded of that love, and it is also a very sobering reality that freedom is not free. Cyndy graciously shares Eric's story and his sacrifice with us so that all of his brothers and sisters, the ones that came before him and the ones that come after him, and their families can heal, grow stronger, and can reach their fullest potential, because that's the real meaning of transition. I stand here tonight humbled and privileged to be the Executive Director of Heroes in Transition, as well as the proud daughter of a Korean War veteran who I miss daily. And I'm keenly aware that we are standing on the shoulders of giants, all of us here tonight. The work we do, the impact that resonates and compounds through so many various segments of society and the community that's grown. It is only possible because Cyndy and Ken Jones, their devoted friends and neighbors, so many of whom are with us tonight, quite literally knocked and knocked and knocked on doors to start this foundation. They didn't know what it might look like 16 years later, but they knew it was a mission that mattered. Like any door, not everyone answered, but all of you did. And for that, we are deeply grateful. Clarity of purpose kept them going, and it is as pure today as it was 16 years ago, to fulfill Captain Eric Jones' mission of supporting the troops on the ground. So Cyndy, 16 years later, look at HIT now. I am often asked, so what makes HIT so different? And I could talk about that for days and days. But in the simplest terms, what makes HIT truly different is our programs, our people, and the value we place on relationships. At HIT, absolutely not a single thing we do is transactional. Everything we do is an investment in the people that we serve, because healing doesn't happen as a result of a transaction, and it is something you cannot buy. Neither does saving a marriage, deepening relationships with our children, finding peace in a welcoming community, or taking care of one of the most important relationships any of us have, the relationship with ourselves. All of those things happen through making investments of time and energy and love and commitment. So it's truly gratifying looking back over the last year to see how everything that was set in motion has come together. We embarked on a very ambitious plan in 2025, but this team, and I will always call them the BTE, which means the best team ever, because that is exactly who they are. And everyone you see with one of these flags on tonight is part of that team. That team and this community were ready. Some folks thought we were a little optimistic, crazy, overzealous, fill in the blanks with an adjective of your choice, that we decided to open the first ever HIT office this March. We were in the middle of our own transition, preparing for the 10th annual Ruck for HIT. Are there any Ruckers in the house tonight? I knew I could depend on you. Delivering all of our programs on time and beautifully, and expanding our reach to more and more members of the military community. Team HIT didn't miss a beat. We've used this new space to brainstorm and to strategize, to welcome and connect so many members of our military community, and we've even started using it as our programming center. This space has become so special so quickly, and we truly invite all 300 of you, maybe not on the same day, to come and visit us. Our doors are open. We want you to come and visit us. This year, we also welcome new staff and new roles. And I'd like to say a personal and enormous thank you to Megan Keller and Trish McCrory. I call them our fundraising divas, and I know that's politically incorrect, but you're so glamorous for everything they've done this year, and the entire gala committee for making tonight so special. This year, we've engaged in new and renewed partnerships, finding different ways to connect with people, businesses, and foundations who see our impact and are eager to support our mission. And as no surprise to anyone, we are always up for a little competition, both friendly and unfriendly, like at the Falmouth Road Race. I'm not sure if you heard, but in addition to fielding an incredible team of 36 runners, our cheer zone team, called the Frontline Fans, won first place out of every single Numbers for Nonprofit organization, as if there was ever a doubt. They also broke a multitude of zoning bylaws, which we will not discuss today. So from the Bruins Foundation BeFit Challenge, partnering with our friends at Top Shot, the great folks at the Elks, CAM, beautiful partnership with them, and a host of other meaningful collaborations, HIT has built a reputation not only for showing up, for showing up big. So when we got the call from Captain Michael Lakowitz, the commander at Air Station Cape Cod, to ask us to personally partner with him and the Coasties at the 2nd annual Ruck March in September, we were proud and resounding, yes, sir, we will be there. And of course we were. A large contingent of the HIT family walked alongside Captain Lakowitz and his team to bring awareness to suicide prevention, which was a very memorable day for all of us. I hope it's obvious that HIT reveres and respects our beloved veterans, and we do. And we also feel the same way for those who are currently serving. We are absolutely indebted to our friends at Joint Base Cape Cod and to our own Lori Moran for continuing to be our eyes and ears on the ground there. Yet through everything HIT has taken on this year, we've never lost sight of the core of our mission, supporting our military community through 15 powerful, life-changing programs. Our hierarchy of programs was the brainchild of Cyndy Jones. And today, we're incredibly fortunate to have our amazing program manager, Kristen Alexander, leading that work, together with an unbelievable and dedicated team of facilitators to whom we are so grateful. I'm very proud to report that in 2025, more veterans, service members, spouses, and families have found connection and healing through our programs, all 15 of them: Equine Warrior, Searching for Meaning, Families in Transition, Couples Retreats. But while it's great to see participation increase, We will always, always measure achievement by our impact, not just by numbers. Nothing trumps the heartfelt thanks of someone who has been touched by our programs. But it's often the way we start our week with an inbox full of thank yous. I happened to be out grabbing coffee one day last spring, and yes, Sean, it was Cape Cod coffee. And I ran into a young service member from the base. We started to talk. The conversation suddenly turned to hit, and this big, strapping airman got very quiet and emotional. He looked me in the eyes and said, "Ma'am, I don't know how me and my family would have gotten through this winter had it not been for Heroes in Transition." I will tell you that those words will beat data every single time. So as we look ahead, we know HIT is at a defining moment. We're not just sustaining a mission, we are building a legacy. Thanks to those who have done the hard work over the past 16 years, we're now focused on what's next. We're approaching the next stage of our growth thoughtfully, mindfully, and authentically. We are making an investment in our purpose. Because as tonight's theme reminds us, the journey continues and the mission grows. We're thrilled to have 3 inspiring new leaders and HIT advocates join our board this year: Major Corey Mays, Lynn Horan, and the Coonamessett's own John Norton. And we're also grateful for the leadership of new Board Chair Savannah Fabbio and Vice Chair Jan Agerbeck. We know you'll lead with integrity and with heart, as you always do. So looking forward, we're looking forward to using our center as that third place, the place that, in addition to home and work, is the place where people connect and build relationships and interact. We have a tremendous amount of ideas about how to make all of this happen because we know how important it is. With so many of our veterans and service members who are connected to Cape Cod through a variety of ways, having lived here through the base, we are expanding our reach to eliminate the barrier of the bridges. At the Ruck March in September, my husband and I were walking with a young couple, and they were moving off Cape, and one of their biggest fears was, how are we going to make that community happen if we can't access Heroes in Transition? We just don't think anyone should have to worry about not being able to access us. We're exploring how we can run programs in various locations through different delivery models, because the reality is our demand is rising and we need to keep up with that demand. And importantly, we're leaning into important new initiatives, like increasing access to counseling and providing a conduit to mental health support, and more on that later. In closing, I'd like to share a moment from a recent couples retreat that I feel really epitomizes not only the work that we do at Heroes, but the people we serve. It's a truly magical and impactful weekend. And we intentionally keep our programs small because we know that's how connection happens. So the very first exercise of this retreat involves each of the 12 couples deciding on their word for the weekend. They set an intention on something they want to focus on, something they want to get out of the weekend. So each couple took their turn sharing their word, and you could tell immediately by the words that people were coming up with that it was going to be a very powerful weekend. Words like harmony and openness, and one of my absolute favorites, which was curiosity. They wanted to stay curious about each other and grow together. Finally, it was the last couple's turn to speak. And this couple has become involved with HIT a little recently over the last year. The husband, a Marine veteran with more than 30 years of service, stood up and spoke. He recounted his multiple deployments, his experiences, and his challenges. Not only that he that he encountered, but that his family encountered as well. He then thanked HIT for becoming the community that he and his family had looked for so long. Their word for the weekend, and I think something all of us are looking for, was peace. Something so simple but so elusive for so many people. Because of the generosity of everyone in this room, I know he and his wife and all of his military brothers and sisters will have a greater chance of finding that peace. HIT has achieved milestones that 16 years ago started with the mother's love, and that's exactly what will continue to guide us. God bless you all, God bless our troops, and God bless America.
Ken and Cindy, Heroes in Transition, the extended Heroes in Transition family, they changed the course of my life, absolutely changed the course of my life. Unquestionably, they've done that for countless numbers of other people, I'm sure. And that story sometimes doesn't get told because it's a very personal story. And as military members, we tend to not show our weaknesses. We tend to always stand up with our strength.
When I came back from my 2017 deployment, that's where I got connected with HIT, and there was a deep sea fishing trip, and it was veterans and their spouses, and it was all volunteer fishermen that took their private charters out, and it was just my husband and I on a boat. So when I came back from deployment, you think you're still the boss when you come back and trying to fit in the daily life. We have 3 kids. My husband is a civilian. He's a carpenter, holding down the fort. And you're not the boss when you come back. So you kind of have to tread lightly. And that fishing trip really allowed us to connect. And then we ended up going on a retreat that Heroes in Transition put on. It was incredible. So I learned how to communicate better with him because I wasn't the boss.
It was nice to connect with the other couples, and see that you are not alone. Yes. It was really, really nice to have that sense of a community and a place that you could share, And
you got to learn some very personal things about people. People were opening up, and it allowed them that forum to actually do that and feel comfortable about it, where normally they would not. These were a lot of people that had trouble speaking about their PTSD, about why they don't connect as a couple, as to, spouses that didn't understand why their husbands were the way they were, or vice versa, after coming back from overseas. And so it was really good, really.
That was wonderful, and I learned some.
It was pretty awesome.
Heroes was something that it came along in our lives the timing was right. It was right after we had settled on the Cape. I didn't know a lot of people in Cape Cod. My wife's family was here. But for me, it was a little bit challenging transitioning, trying to find kind of like my own folks. And it just was a great organization for me to find and start participating in. I have a lot of great friends now in HIT, and I see them every week, and I love being around them. So I kind of found my own family within Heroes.
My dad was in the Coast Guard. We moved around a lot, so I was always a new kid. And being allowed to attend these HIT events, it helped me meet other military kids. So it gave me an opportunity to meet kids before I went to school for the first day. So I had a couple friends in school, and everybody's super nice, super caring, and they truly understand what military families go through.
A lot of times it's easier to sign up for the fun things that HIT offers, but also I think signing up for things like Searching for Meaning or Seeking the I Am, or Reboot and Reconnect, those are also really awesome programs. I know for me it's been life-changing, and I didn't know what I was getting into when I signed up for Seeking the I Am, but that program for me really made a big difference in my life with my family. I have a father who was in the Marines and the Vietnam War. So I grew up with someone who had severe PTSD, and that has a lot of challenges. So for me, I learned a lot going through that program, and it really strengthened my relationship with him as well as my relationship with my husband and my family. So I think that those programs really are meaningful, and it's important if you have the opportunity to sign up for them to do that as well. I'm thankful for having the opportunity to be a part of those programs. It's really changed my life.
I came in here a little apprehensive. I
signed him up for it.
I wasn't aware of my veteran status. I had been a reservist, I've been deployed, I've been activated, but I wasn't in a war zone. I didn't feel I was worthy to come in. I was welcomed. People said, hey, if you put the uniform on, you are a veteran in our eyes. I've met friends, I've bonded with people here. I think it's very nice. Heroes in Transition, I'm telling you, a very good program indeed.
It's a beautiful program that nourishes and nurtures veterans and spouses and families, and it's such a blessing. So I just want to say thank you to the hard work and effort that goes into these programs.
Nourishing is probably the word that comes to mind. And being around, it's like being around community. You come around other military families that you're familiar with. So it's not like you're just showing up to people that you don't know and you're a little bit apprehensive. It's just everybody's so welcoming and just made it really easy and a lot of fun.
And I think about the unimaginable loss that Cyndy and Ken faced. From that came this drive to help others, and I feel so fortunate that a member of the Heroes in Transition's extended family saw my struggles and found a way to set my life on a path of growth and acceptance by bringing in the resources of Heroes in Transition. I'm inspired every day to be a better friend, to be a better person, and to finding others who need help. We count on the people in the community to bring to us those people that can benefit from the assistance of Heroes in Transition, even if they don't think they can or they don't believe that they need the help. It's truly life-changing.
My name is Jerry Hickey. You just saw me on the video with a bunch of other amazing people. I'm here tonight a little reluctantly, to be honest with you. When Silene asked me to say a few words and share my story, I really wanted to say no, but I had to say yes. It's because Heroes is such an amazing organization. It's had an amazing impact on myself and my family, and it's something that I have to share with people. So a few weeks ago, I went to one of my really good friends' promotion ceremony in DC. And he said something at the beginning of his speech that I'm going to use right now, because you can get emotional sometimes. He said, if I start getting down a road or down a path, and it looks like I'm going to start crying or something like that, just yell out cookies. Okay? You all have cookies on your tables, so if it looks like I'm about to start sobbing or do something, yell out cookies. Okay? Practice? All right, very good. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to share a little bit about my story. My family and I, we settled here in Cape Cod in 2019, and as you heard my story, I really didn't know anybody here. My wife's family was here, and that was wonderful, but I needed to find a community of my own. And then, of course, COVID hit, so that was kind of a challenging time. And I found myself, summer of 2020, behind my computer trying to figure out, what can I do? I need to find something for myself and my family. So I jumped onto Google, put in veteran organizations, Cape Cod, and Heroes in Transition popped up. I had no idea what it was, but I clicked on the link, and I saw something that was basically was a family event. So I clicked on it, and I put our names in, and we got picked for it. So we showed up to apple picking, and we did that in September of 2020. We had a great time. We met some other military families, and yeah, we just like connected really well with everybody. So it was at that I heard about something else. It was basically an equestrian weekend, and it was for veterans only. Now, my wife knows my history with horses, but I won't share that now because that's too many stories to go there. But I was really reluctant to sign up for that, but I said yes. I said, yeah, why not? Let's try this out. So I found myself about a month later at Camp Linden with a bunch of other veterans, some of which I've seen here tonight, and a bunch of horses. And we learned how to take care of them, and along that path, I learned a lot about horses and my fellow veterans, but I also learned a lot about myself, which was really important, and it was kind of surprising to me as well. And so that was really enlightening to me. And then while I was at that event, I learned about the next event. You can kind of see there's going to be a theme here. So the next event that I heard about was Ruck for Hit. Again, I had never heard of Ruck for Hit, and I think we have some Ruckers in here. So when they explained it to me, they said, well, basically you run a lot, you put a bag on your back, and you know, it's a lot of fun. And I was like, cool, I love that, I'm in. So I signed up. So May of 2021, we had Ruck for Hit. What I didn't realize at that time was that it was the Not Your Ordinary Ruck year, because they couldn't go up and down the Cape. So we went to a park in Mashpee, and we just used that as a staging base. We went out and back, and we got our miles in, and it was a great event. A lot of fun. I met a lot more people from Heroes, and just really, continue to grow that family. So it was a wonderful experience for me. And then I learned about another event, and this one was a couples weekend. And this is, I was going to say, you may have to yell out goodness, all right? So, well, thank you, Kristen. So my wife, Bonnie, and I, we attended a couples weekend in June of 2021. And that's where we met Kristen and John. And that was a Stronger Together weekend. And it was all about communication, right, between couples. And it was something that, I'll be honest, I needed to work on pretty significantly. And we really, we broke some bonds, or not broke, we built some bonds. Okay, I'm not touching that again. All right, so we built bonds. We learned a lot about communication, and it was a wonderful event. It was something that I really never envisioned that we would be participating in, but Heroes put it on, and it was really a great thing for us. And so yeah, that was the next event, and then there was a lot of other events that we participated in. We did 4 more rucks for myself. From that point on, and I'll continue to do another one coming up. A lot more couples events. We did family events, and I did some more veteran events. And they've all been very helpful in my transition and also my family's transition. So we're just one of many families that Heroes has really supported. It just goes to show the value of the programs that are out there. So thank you to everyone here that has helped support those. So thank you. I'm grateful to the HIT board. I know you're kind of all over here. All the volunteers, there's a lot of volunteers, a lot of the folks within Heroes that I've participated in the different programs. It's wonderful. I look out and I see faces all throughout here that I've met or been with in different programs. So it's been great to meet you all and continue to be friends with you. I especially would like to thank Cyndy for putting together this program. I never met Eric, obviously, but I'm sure if I had, I would have loved him. Wonderful. So, thank you all very much for your time, letting me share my story with you. And I didn't have to say cookies, so. And my goal